All right, welcome to our second demo day at CodePath at TCU for the spring 2022 cohort. Let me just change that real quick. Here we go. All right. For the spring 2022 cohort, we only recruited 2 students. However, these two students were the most excellent and ambitious of all the students that we have ever recruited. These two students not only took this course on top of their own course load and were very, very proactive and started working on the group project way ahead of schedule, and completed so far the best project of CodePath at TCU for iOS development. So without further ado, we will allow Raven and Caroline to showcase their project and also introduce themselves.
Do you want one of us to share our screens with the
for sure.
video? Okay. Okay. My name is Caroline Mitchum, and I'm a sophomore at TCU. And Raven and I started working on this app because of an idea that one of my friends had about making an NFT slot machine. And he developed a website. And so we decided, since we were taking this class, to develop an iOS app. So we are going to release 1,000 NFTs with 3 different rarities: 600 rare NFTs, 300 epic NFTs, and 100 legendary NFTs. And each different rarity of NFT has a different frequency that has been embedded into our code. And when we configure our OpenSea wallet into our app will read if the user is an NFT holder, and depending on the rarity of their NFT, it will determine the winning percentage as well as return a portion of the house money back to the user each month. And yeah.
And Raven, could you also introduce yourself as well and your involvement with the project?
Yes, so my name is Raven. I'm a computer science student here at TCU, and I guess my involvement with the project, I also helped develop it. And I did a lot of the artwork for the app that we hope to expand on in the future, to say more about who our app is intended for. We've capped it off at anyone over the age of 18, just because of the nature of the app. And there is no particular habit or intended design for how you use the app. It's whenever you would like to, like at your leisure. Yeah, I guess that's it. Do we just like show the user story video now?
Did you prepare a slides, or would you like to show your repository for kind of a initial walkthrough?
No.
That's fine. We can look at your repository before you do a live demo for us.
Okay.
And it'll be great if you could walk through just the basics of the app. But before we go into focusing on your presentation for your app, first of all, I would really like for you guys to share your experience taking this course and how it was like to take care of the requirements for this course, such as delivering the weekly assignments during the assignment phase, and also meeting the group milestones for the group project phase, and how that looks like for you to handle the pressure, taking care of your own coursework while delivering very, very well produced project. So just kind of share that experience with us so that we'll kind of see how our course impacted you guys, not only just at the end, but also all throughout the semester.
Yeah, so I think the course load was a little bit more than I was expecting, but it was definitely worth it to take this class. I did not know anything about iOS app design coming into it. I didn't even know the class was going to be in Swift or on Xcode. But me and Raven are roommates, and I texted her one day and asked her if she wanted to do it with me. And then we thought there'd be other people in the class, but it kind of worked out that it was just us. I think we were able to get a more personal experience and a lot of help from you as well. Like work-wise, I really enjoy building apps now. It's something that like I'm actually using it for my final presentation in my culture, literature, and adaptations class. I'm building a propaganda app that they would use in the Hunger Games. But I think it's taught me a lot of skills and how to manage my time and actually work on a project that is completely on our own, not really school related, and how to, I don't know, build kind of a startup a little bit, I guess.
And Raven, would you like to share?
Yeah, I guess like we share a lot of the same sentiments. I would say that it was definitely a lot more fun in the second half. I mean, it was a lot to learn in the first half, but I'm grateful for it because once we actually got to work on our idea, I never really felt like it was like hard work. Like if I was doing like a data structures assignment here, it always felt like I was working on something that's like a hobby or like, I don't know, it was fun to work on. I wouldn't say that it added to any stress towards the end or I guess at any point. So
That's really wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing your experience. It's really rewarding to know that not only do you enjoy taking this class and learning the actual skills, but you enjoyed applying them and towards working on these as like a hobby and something you love instead of something that you have to like for a normal course that you would take at a university. So that let us know that for a course that we're hosting and helping students to take and benefit from, outside of their course load, this is the impact that we have at CodePath at TCU. So without further ado, let's look at your app starting from your repository.
Okay. So, so this is our repository. This is just our README and then our initial wireframe. We ended up expanding a lot past this because there were a lot of things we realized we hadn't thought about in the beginning, and also a lot of boundaries with gambling apps as well, kind of the requirements for transactions, and also with crypto using a specific blockchain. We faced quite a bit of challenges with that, but it was really interesting to learn throughout that process. And should I explain all of these?
Yeah, those things are kind of very technical and very specific. Maybe we could get past some of that, but it would be great to kind of show some of your demo juice.
Okay.
Oh, actually, for this part, maybe we could save it for the live demo, right? So, have you created the narrated walkthrough videos, or do you prepare? Okay, that's great. So we can look at that as well. Have you shared your computer audio?
Yes, I'm doing that right now. Okay, it's shared. So, can you guys still see it?
Mhm.
So this is a screen that the user encounters when they open our app. We have two options available: sign up and sign in with our own server. It's important to note that you have to be over 18 to use this app because of the nature of our app. So we will demonstrate what would happen if a child user were to try to create an account. So as you can see, the user is presented with this screen stating that you currently do not meet the requirements for this app. Please try again later. And then the user will be taken back to the home screen. And then returning users can log in quite seamlessly with their username and password. And then the user will be presented with a screen to connect their Ethereum wallet. All they would need is their password and their private key because of the nature of connecting a Ethereum wallet. And all they would have to do is import their account. And then the import account basically symbolizes a login in this sort of realm.
In this screen, a user is able to see how much money they have in their crypto wallet. They will be able to see their NFTs after we get approved for the OpenSea API license. And then a user, if they want to spin the slot machine, they will first have to agree for this amount of Ethereum, 0.1, to be taken out of their account. And they must re-enter their Ethereum password.
And then the app will work in the background to complete the transaction.
Since currently there are no crypto in my wallet, it says insufficient funds to play, so our app will not allow users to spin the slot machine if they cannot send the crypto before spinning the slot machine. And here, users can configure how much they would like to bet on each transaction. And again, it will not work for me because I do not have that much money in my account. And here is our settings page where users can change our app from dark mode to light mode. As well, users can change the default betting amount and log out.
So now we're displaying how our login is persistent, which is basically saying that if you previously logged in and closed the app, you will remain logged in when you reopen the app. For the sake of displaying our user stories, we have taken out the transaction portion of spinning the slot machine. Of course, you will need Ethereum to spin the slot machine, but for now, we are just going to display how it works.
Can spin the slot machine, and unless they get 4 of the same images in a row, the text field above will display loser, and their crypto transaction stays in our account. If they get 4 in a row, they get specific multipliers on the amount that they betted, depending on the NFT that they hold or do not hold.
Okay.
Would that conclude all you have that you plan to showcase for your app at the current stage? Sorry?
Yes, that's everything we have for right now. There's a lot of improvement that we're going to keep working on over, I don't even know how long, but we've come up with a plan. We're going to keep meeting during this time on Wednesdays and just keep working on it together.
Sure, that sounds like a great idea. And that was a very, very well and made presentation. Also, so far the best that CodePath at TCU has ever seen from our students. Thank you very much for all the work that you've done. We understand that this is a lot of work, and we really want to truly commend you for completing all of these really, really good work all throughout the semester while taking care of your own coursework and other responsibilities. So at the end of our demo day, we want to ask you to share some of your experiences with developing this app. Would you like to share at least one or two, major obstacles that you encountered, and how did you overcome it?
Yeah, so one of the major obstacles we encountered when trying to implement this was actually the Web3 calls, which was like the central part of the app, but it was hard to find an API to use without getting like tons of errors. Like I remember I imported like tons of different pods into the thing, and then it was god awful. I had to disintegrate everything. But yeah, I think overcoming that was really helpful. Even towards the end, like I was still struggling with like the transaction stuff, but actually seeing it finished was great.
Thank you very much for sharing that. Yeah. And Caroline?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I think in the beginning, especially, we had kind of an idea of how we were gonna implement the app, what blockchain we were gonna use, what features we were gonna have. And then as we actually started looking into finding APIs and source code, we realized that a lot of that wasn't possible, or we would have to figure out how to do it ourselves, which posed quite a few challenges. As well, we were looking into the legality of gambling real money apps on the App Store, which so far from our research, it is legal as long as they're geo-restricted. There's age limits and there are certain requirements that you have to meet with Apple. But we had a few setbacks that it kind of seemed like that wasn't going to be possible, but we just kept working on it, looking up as many things as we can find, using any resources online. And CodePath was also a great help to us, and it was a really good resource for us.
Really happy to hear that, and that's also a really, really great story that you can share in the future, whether in live or with potential interviewers or recruiters, about how you encounter these technical issues and found solutions for them based on your own, efforts. So that's a really, really great experience, I believe. And also, in the future, what are some major areas of the app that you would like to improve?
Well, one thing that we definitely want to implement, which hopefully will get approved by OpenSea to be able to do this and access their API, is adding a feature where users can actually see their NFTs that they hold through OpenSea, and that is where our NFTs will be minted as well. And also just another feature we want to add, which is a little bit smaller, is when 3 icons in a row on a reel appear, the user gets their money back. And yeah, I think we're just planning on releasing more collections of NFTs after we get the app launched. And we are looking into some generative coding on the Ethereum blockchain. We went to an NFT speaker, asked him a couple questions, talked to him in person, and we got a lot of information about how to kind of become a big hit in the blockchain world, and also just how to stay authentic to what our mission really was, which is just to create a project and work together with people that we enjoy working with, not really to get anything more or money out of it, really.
That's definitely wonderful, and it's also really great that you guys were able to find another external resource for you guys to get more guidance on, and this will always help you for whatever endeavor that you're trying to achieve. And lastly, would you guys have any future plans or goals in terms of applying iOS and further improving your skills, and then potentially taking that as your career route.
Can you repeat the question? I'm sorry.
Yeah, so at the end of the course that you will receive a certificate in iOS app development from CodePath, and these will be, you'll be able to showcase that on your resume, LinkedIn, and all kinds of, recruitment opportunities. And you will also gain access to CodePath's virtual career fair, where they have partner companies reserve like specific spots that's only for CodePath students and alumni. So in the future, you will have many opportunities for taking iOS to the next level. So I just want to know, so far, do you guys have any desire to take iOS to the next level and make that your potential future career?
I do. I really, really liked it. This is like my favorite type of programming that I've done. So before, I've actually told a lot of people this, but before I took this class, like I said before, I didn't know anything about app design or iOS development. And it is something I really enjoy doing. Whenever I'm in class, if I'm not taking notes, I'm normally either working on our app or building something else. So it doesn't really seem as much like work, because you can actually see what you're doing, and it's really enjoyable. And once it works, it's extremely satisfying.
And Raven, what about you? Would you like to take iOS as a career choice potentially in the future?
Yeah, definitely. I agree with a lot of the things she said. I find myself I think this is definitely one of the most interesting experiences that I've been a part of in this major whatsoever. I think it has taught me so many things about just regular stuff that I use every day. Like sometimes I'm in apps in games or stuff, or I'm like, oh, that's a table view, that's a collection view. I know you use the view controller, silly stuff like that.
Exactly.
But yeah, I definitely think it's really applicable. And if I could potentially get a career in this field in the future, that would be great. That would be really exciting.
For sure, and I will be very proud to see you take to the next step as well. And at the end, we want to remind you that CodePath does have the technical mentorship program for you to connect with various mentors from not only iOS, Android, machine learning, data science, any field that you would like. So if you would like to take iOS as a potential career choice, definitely take advantage of that and connect with current iOS engineers from different companies and learn about their route from taking CodePath or another iOS course as their first step towards becoming an iOS engineer. So that concludes our demo day, and thank you very, very much for all the work you've done and sticking with us all through the end. And I'm really, really proud of you. Thank you very much. And I think that would be it. And lastly, you guys have formally graduated from iOS CodePath iOS app development, and you're officially CodePath alumni. So always keep an eye out for resources and opportunities that's reserved for CodePath alumni, and be sure to take advantage of that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.